I'm a cult survivor, and these are my stories. Hey guys, good morning. Jeremy here. Happy Tuesday. I want to talk a little bit about my connection with trees. And I think it's kind of funny that the shirt I chose this morning says "Run for the Trees." It's just one of my favorite painting shirts. And growing up in this religious cult, I had mentioned that us kids, we did not have a lot of freedom. You know, we were always made to be with the adults, the teenagers. We never had alone time. And the only time that I could truly be alone and I found, safety and sanctuary was in trees. I loved climbing trees when I was a kid. I can remember, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, all the way up until 9 years old when I fell out of that tree. I always felt safe. And that's probably because if I was up in a tree, then I was away from the adults. I was away from the teenagers. I wasn't doing anything that would that would put me in the dark room. I would climb up to the highest most point of the tree that I could find, and we're talking trees that were 60 feet tall, and I would try to climb as high as I possibly could go into the very last limb. And I always knew my limit. I'm like, okay, clearly I can't climb any higher. And I just loved being in the trees, and I just loved climbing them, hanging out. I'd stay up there until someone told me to come down. And I remember one time being in Rialto in like 1983 or 84, climbing up to the very top of this tree, and some random person walked by. I remember yelling down to him, "Hey, have you ever been up this high in a tree before?" And I think the guy was like, "Yeah, no, I don't climb trees," or "Yeah, that's too high for me, buddy," and be safe. And so I always found safety in the trees. And it's just one of those things where, I can recommend anyone, if you're ever just not feeling connected, or you feel like you just need to be alone for a minute, if you can do it, go climb a tree. You don't have to go crazy high up or get yourself stuck in a tree, but just, go up a little bit, and hang out there and just connect with that tree, and just, look around and, check out the beautiful scenery. So in Oregon now in, 1984, I was climbing a tree with like 2 or 3 other friends. And I remember like wanting to reach out and grab, some little nuts or something that were growing on the tree. And then the very top of the whole tree just broke in half, and all 3 of us, fell to the ground. And that's, when I hurt my leg, and I had to sit on the bed for 3 days until the cult leader finally decided he was gonna, pay for me to go to the hospital. And, you would have almost thought after breaking my leg falling out of a tree that I would never want to climb a tree again. And that wasn't the case. I remember having the cast when they had cut it from the hip down to the knee. I remember, not climbing a tree, but getting up in a tree a little bit, so I was a few feet off the ground. And once that cast came off, my leg was healed enough. I've been climbing trees, my whole life. I love hanging out in trees. And, I haven't done it as often as I'd like. So who knows? Maybe I'll go home later tonight and I'll climb a tree. So anyway, I just wanted to share that story with you. I just thought it was very, synchronistic that here I am wanting to talk about climbing trees. I'm wearing my favorite tree shirt, and I was just listening to a song that was talking about climbing in trees. So I thought it was very, very funny, and I should share this story. So everyone have an awesome day. I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye.